Yo guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink, and today's topic is the jazz standard Footprints by Wayne Shorter. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, and also join the HPCrazy Guitar. Give me a free member account or a premium member account. We're going to talk about this tune. I'm going to show you the theme, the chords, which modes are used on this specific tune, or some suggestions what can be used, and also some improvisation tips, some basic ones to get along with the 3/4 measure. For those among you who don't know the tune, this is how it sounds. I made a little arrangement for you guys. Stuff like that. So let's get started. Before we enter the tune, we first check out what this tune actually is. It's a minor blues in C minor. Pretty typical one. C minor is the standard key for minor blues in jazz. But what is a little bit special, it's in 3/4. And there's this bass line, this one here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. So you play 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. That's the bass line which goes through the tune, and this defines the tune quite a lot. And you could start with the guitar and double up the bass line with this here. So you just play 5, 3, 5, 5 here, and here you enter the chord C minor 11. That you can do as an entry little lick and just double up the bass line. Good, now let's check out the theme. So you can do this like 2 or 4 times, this intro. And then the theme starts. And as I said, it's a minor blues in C minor. I've selected the main position of the pentatonics, but of course it is not played in the pentatonics, but I would suggest to play it in this position here to also get a cool vibe on the improvisation. So the theme goes like this. It's on C minor. We are using the C Dorian scale for the theme. That will be this one here. Okay. And on the F minor we're using also Dorian. So the theme goes along in these patterns. So the theme is like this. Then you have 4 bars time to repeat the bass pattern again. You can also make a pause there. Then it switches to the motif in F minor. That's quite simple, I must say. And in the theme we don't use the Dorian at the moment, but later we're gonna use a Dorian on the F minor. So the whole theme, let me play with the track till there. Let me rewind to now comes the final phrase over the chords D7 or D9 to D flat 9 to C minor again. This up here on the B in the 12th fret, back to the 11th, and then we go into the pentatonic positioning. That's the whole thing. So 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 2, 3, and that's the final phrase. And then again you have the figure twice, and then the form is finished. Let's do this. Yo, so that will be the whole theme. It's really cool, and I showed it as it's written in the rail book, but you can also make, I mean, I'm a let's say fan of the old style theme interpretation thing that you I think that's also the original one, that the theme is more or less that's as written, but you can play it on your way, but I showed it the way it is written. Okay, so let me play the whole thing again as it's written, and then we check out the chords and the modes. 1, 2, 3. So that was a theme. Now let's check out the chords. As I said, it's a minor blues, but now to really figure out the chords we want to play, we first maybe need to figure out what type of mode is played, and in this case on the C minor we're playing a C Dorian or C melodic minor. I come back to that later in detail, but in this case we can use a C minor 6 chord, which will be this one here. Gives a more lyric or Lydian vibe into it somehow. So this is C minor 6. On the F minor we just make F minor 9. We just move the index finger down here to the 6th fret. Then on the D we make a D9, where we hear D flat 9 and back to C minor 6. So we only have 4 shapes, and which rhythm is played. You can play this on 1, 1, 2, 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3. So you have a dotted quarter note, 2 dotted quarter notes in one bar, so 1, 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2. So let's, and you keep this pattern going on. Yeah, let's check it out, how it sounds with the band. Of course, you're open to make other kind of rhythm patterns, but I really showed you a very basic one, which works in 3/4. If you're not familiar to 3/4, which is not the kind of a measure which you play every day, so probably you need some kind of a guiding line. And for me, the figure with 2 dotted quarter notes helped me a lot to somehow play freely over 3/4. You know, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. So with one note, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. So that's the figure which I always keep in mind when I play 3/4. Good. Now let's check out the modes which can be used on this tune. Of course, since it's a minor blues, you can play the C minor blues scale over the entire tune. That works. I'll show you quickly an example. It works, but it's not so satisfying, as you probably noticed. Sounds too much like regular blues, which is not really what we want on this tune. Well, if you want, be my guest. It's not, you know, teaching improvisation is a hard task because I can only show you what you can use, but you can choose, you know, it's like a kitchen. You have oregano, you have thymian, you have salt, pepper, you have chili powder, whatever. What you choose for your dish is up to you, but I'm just showing you which are available. In this case, C minor blues scale. What also, as I said in the beginning, on the minors, so C minor and F minor, we have Dorian on each. So Dorian on C minor. That goes accordingly with the theme, because the theme really works in C Dorian. On F, F Dorian. Now let's do it like this. Okay? But what I also would suggest, which is really cool, when you play C melodic minor on C minor, instead of Dorian, you play C melodic minor, but that only works if the rhythm section plays only minor 6 chord and not minor 7 chords. If you have minor 7 chords, then this doesn't work. So check your ears and listen if there's only minor 6 chords, as in this case. Because I produced his I play the piano. I produced his backing track on both. So if you play C minor 6 chords here, you can use either C Dorian or C melodic minor. If you use a C minor 7, you can only use Dorian. So, but that's why I would suggest to use a C minor 6 chord on the rhythm. And then with the melodic minor, you can create really great vibe. So let's check out the first part just using melodic. I'm going to use melodic minor on the C minor and Dorian on the F minor. That gives us a really great vibe. And now the last two chords, D9 and D flat 9. On both we are playing Lydian flat 7, or you can also call it Mixolydian sharp 11. You can check out the mode both ways, but I would call it Lydian flat 7. So you play, here we have D, this will be D Lydian, and you just replace the 7 with the flat 7 that leads to this mode. On the D flat is the same, just move down the pattern half step. That works really cool. So these are the modes which you can use. As I said, you can use C minor blues over the entire tune, or the modes I just named. In case of this tune, I will not go too much into the minor blues scale because it sounds a little bit cheesy and old-fashioned. I would really go for this more modern lyrical sound. Now here comes the next problem. If you're not familiar to make improvisations in 3/4, you probably don't have this natural feeling how long a bar lasts. So what really helps you, and this I want to show you for you, that you have like two figures which you learn by heart, two rhythm figures, and you start improvising with these rhythm figures. One I already showed is 2 dotted quarter notes. That would be something like this, you know. Then you just move it around the modes. So that works. You just use dotted quarter notes, or you use one dotted quarter note and then the second part you play 3 8 notes. That will be. So now we have a dotted quarter note, 3 8 notes, and then the second figure. So that would be a 2-bar figure. And with this, only with this figure alone, you can go through the whole track, through the modes, and you're gonna already sound quite cool. Maybe a little bit static, because if you always repeat the same rhythm pattern all the time, it's probably not so cool, but it's a good way to start on it, okay? Okay, I must admit it's quite hard to go through with one rhythm pattern through the whole thing, but it really helps you to go through the whole thing. I've written one chorus, I didn't know it by heart, where you can go through one chorus just with this one rhythm pattern. But when I started to practice 3/4 on the improvisation, and this is my personal tip, I needed something which kept me on track to not switch to 4/4, because most players are used to play 4/4. If you want to play 3/4, as I said, 2 dotted quarter notes, and this gives this great laid-back feel. So you can always play anything else, but you always come back to this figure. That would be something like this. Also sometimes play nothing. Not playing is also music. Or you can play with octaves. That also works, of course, with octaves, just to give you a guiding line to go to the whole 3/4 thing. Yo guys, that was Footprints by Wayne Shorter. When I just show you the tune, I don't really go into improvisation techniques too much, because as I already said, teaching improvisation in jazz is quite a thing, because there are many ways which lead to a result. And I'm not that type of guy who likes to say you have to do it exactly that way. I just show you what is possible, and then you choose whatever you want. You can play the old style, modern style, you can play it space, you can play it fast, whatever. But of course I will also do more improvisation tutorials where I go more into details and more tricks and expert tips and tricks and stuff like that. So if you want to see that, please subscribe to my channel and also join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy to get my newsletter there to always see what's going on in the jazz section. Yo, one more to say. I produced this backing track. I played bass and I played the piano. If you want to download a cool backing track plus the tabs of what I showed, also the improvisation tips I wrote down, a full chorus with easy stuff that you can already start to improvise on this tune. It's also available in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Please join there with a premium member account. Please share my channel to all you guys you know which are interested in guitar playing, and me and Dr. Pink are saying goodbye for today.